So you're into sales and you keep on getting different objections on a regular basis. Let me tell you something, in sales, objection is amazing. Don't expect the customer to just come, simply give you a call and say, hey, Darashikoh, I would like to place an order for 10 million rupees. Thank you very much for that. Now, in that situation, you are just being a DFT. DFT stands for Demand Fulfilling Team. Whereas sales is not DFT, it's D, C, and T. Demand Creating Team. And when you're creating demand, when you are actually interacting with the customers, what happens? The customer is going to say no, or they're going to be like, I'm going to think about it, or they're going to be like, let me discuss it with my partner or with my spouse or whoever. And the worst one is, well, we really like your product, but the problem is we've spent all our budget in that particular time period. What are we going to do in that situation? Now, a very amazing formula that I'm going to give you right now. I'm sorry that it's very warm here, so I'm sweating as well. The formula is, it's based on 4 letters. L-E-Q-T. L-E-Q-T. L stands for listening. As I said before in multiple of my public speeches, in a lot of my lectures as well, that we humans need to focus on one of the very important things, and that is to actively listen. So when a client is actually saying to you that, for instance, they're like, it's too expensive and I can't be able to buy it, even though I like it, but it's too expensive. So thank you very much, Mr. Salesman, that you actually, being very courteous and came to me and present me this amazing offer, but I don't have any money right now. So in that situation, when this sort of situation actually occurs, salesperson gets immediately on the back foot. So they become defensive. They're like, oh no, it's not that expensive. We give you good value for money. We deliver on time as well. But obviously, you are supposed to give value for money. You are supposed to give an amazing quality as well. It's just like that you're telling the customer that, oh well, if you buy from me, I'll deliver. Duh. It is going to happen. It is evident. So the first L is listen, and not just listen, actively listen. So how do you do that? You basically keep your gob shut when the client is talking. Gob is this. So you stay quiet and actively listen. So when the client says, oh, it's too expensive, and then you're like, no, it's not expensive. So you kind of breaking the thoughts pattern, the train of that client, and nobody likes that. So you stay quiet and you're like, okay. Right. Okay. Now, with that listening thing, you're just acknowledging the other person that, yes, you are listening, you understand. And that takes us to the next one, which is E. E is for empathy. Empathy means that you immediately would respond to the buyer that, I understand where you're coming from. Or, I know exactly how you feel. Or, some of my other customers felt exactly the same way as well, so it's nothing unusual. See, what you just did is you felt, and then you acknowledge as well. So you feel something, you're like, yeah, I totally understand where you're coming from, Mr. Prospect. The second one is, other customers, they felt the same way as you are right now, Mr. Prospect. So you are giving them the social connectivity as well. That he's not the only one. He's not the odd one out to actually take the blame and be what you call that, have that sort of guilt onto his conscience as well. People don't like that. So you take that away as well. That you're not the only one. Other people also thought the same way. And then you acknowledge that as well. When you show empathy, which is one of the most important things in human nature, you basically triggering and kind of tapping onto their subconscious mind as well. So you're creating the element of likability. People are going to like you. Trust me on that one. That takes us to the next point, which is one of the very important ones, and that's called Q. Q stands for question. And let me tell you something. In any conversation when you're communicating with anybody, let it be the political parties, let it be the journalist, broadcaster, sales professionals, presenters, interviewers, whoever asks questions actually leads the conversation. So if you want to lead the conversation, if you want to be the master, if you want to be the authoritative figure, ask the relevant and to the point questions. Very crucial. So if we take the scenario where the customer is saying that it's too expensive and I can't be able to afford that, you first listened, then you acknowledge, you feel felt, and then acknowledge as well, shown empathy, and then take it to the cue point. Now what are you going to do with the cue point? So normally what I do is I'd say, so Mr. Prospect, I feel where you're coming from. Other people felt the same way. So just to be very clear, if I sort this price thing out, will we proceed with the business? So you simply just throw this question to that person and simply say that, if I sort that out, or is there something, or did I get it right that it's the only concern that you have? Because if that is just a stall, that is just something, an excuse to get away from you and to get rid of the salesperson who is there at the office, that person would immediately say, you know what, that's the only thing that I have right now. If you sort the price out, I'll be more than happy to accept the offer. And then you throw the question back at the person saying, so just to be on the safe side, Mr. Prospect, you're saying that the price is the only issue, and if I take care of that right now, we'll be able to do the business. Is that correct? And then you don't say anything else. You simply pose a question saying, is that correct? And then you shut the hell up basically. So now you're just getting the micro approval from the prospect. I know it's not going to be that easy, and it's not going to work every single time, but majority of the time, if it's done properly, if it's done with proper conviction and with proper confidence, not too cocky, not arrogant, but confident and assertiveness, people normally are going to say yes to the offer. So the question thing, and we stay quiet, and then you test it. How do you test it? That's one of the very important things. And if you would like to find that out, comment to me and let me know. And I'll be more than happy to share that with you as well. So as we studied and listened to the lecture today as well, that there are 4 things. We got the listening, we got the empathy, and we got the questions, and the last one, which is a hidden one right now, it's the T, the test part. So if you would like to know about that, drop me a comment, drop me a WhatsApp, give me a call as well, and we'll discuss that in person. I wish you nothing but well. Have a fantastic day ahead. Thank you very much.